When I stepped onto the front porch, something was wrong. The air tasted different. The welcome mat was gone. The porch light flickered like a dying eye. I tried my key. It jammed in the lock. The metal scraped uselessly, refused to turn. Then the window beside the door creaked open. She stood there, my wife, hair tucked neatly behind her ear, the glint of a cold smile playing on her lips. "Check your email," she said, voice light, almost amused. "I just sent you the divorce papers. The house is mine now. And all of our savings, too." Behind her, laughter. A man's voice, deep, territorial, called out something I couldn't catch. A figure moved through the hall, shirtless and comfortable. I stood there, breathing through the thickening silence. My wife's mother appeared on the driveway, arms folded, a half smirk twitching at her mouth. "They needed space," she shrugged, as if I were a stubborn piece of luggage that had finally been set down. I didn't argue, didn't raise my voice. I slipped the keys from my hand into hers. Then I opened a blank document and began to write. Not a letter, not a threat, a plan. Before the house became a tomb, we were ordinary. At least I believed we were. Dinners on Friday nights, morning coffee routines, vacations meticulously saved for. She used to squeeze my hand twice in the mornings, her silent secret way of saying I love you. I lived for that second squeeze. Now I realized, love isn't betrayed in loud explosions. It's assassinated quietly, in emails, in change logs. I began my investigation by becoming invisible. The first move was digital. I accessed our shared cloud accounts, remnants from when we trusted each other. Photos of her and the man. Timestamps. Geotags. Beach trips. Restaurant dates. While I sat in meetings across the country, they played house with my life. I traced her bank transactions, found hidden payments, gifts, hotel rooms, new furniture. I learned his name, Marcus Hale. Real estate agent. Divorced twice. Bad credit. No steady job. Perfect. Patience became my currency. Every night, I peeled back another layer. Their lives became a map to me, their weaknesses, their ambitions, their vanity. And then I built their end. First, the money. She had transferred everything to a joint account with Marcus. Foolish. New love makes people stupid. I impersonated Marcus, voice cloning, social engineering. Small, believable emails to the bank. Requests for urgent wire transfers to offshore accounts. Piece by piece, I siphoned the money back, but not into my name. Into an account in Marcus's name, riddled with suspicious flags, enough to trigger every financial watchdog. Next, reputation. Marcus prided himself on his honesty in business. I seeded anonymous reviews, planted fake complaints, orchestrated a small but relentless storm of accusations. Licensing boards took notice. His name began to rot in public forums. Then the law. I tipped the IRS anonymously. Screenshots of their hidden income. Discrepancies between reported earnings and lavish spending. I provided just enough breadcrumbs to ignite a full audit. I watched from the motel room as the fire started to catch. Finally, the confrontation. I returned under the cover of night. Not to the house, that was ash to me now, but to a public notary office, where my wife had an appointment the next morning, finalizing documents for some new joint purchase with Marcus. I waited. When she arrived, she looked radiant. Free. Triumphant. Marcus at her side, sunglasses and smugness. I walked in behind them, a file tucked under my arm, court orders, subpoenas, copies of accounts, screenshots of wire transfers. I didn't speak. I simply slid the folder across the desk. I watched the color drain from her face first, then the tremor in her hand. Marcus leaned over, confused, trying to piece together the disaster blooming before him. The notary, sensing the rot, excused herself. "You should check your email," I said, my voice calm, almost gentle. "The lawsuits are already filed. Good luck proving you didn't know." Marcus turned red, then white. He sputtered threats, but they bounced off me like pebbles against a monolith. My wife, ex-wife, simply crumbled. No anger, just disbelief. The beautiful thing about betrayal is this: it blinds people. Makes them think they've already won. In the weeks that followed, their world collapsed. Frozen assets. Legal fees. Investigations. Marcus' business license was suspended. They were forced to sell the house, my house, to pay their debts. I didn't buy it back. I didn't need to. I moved on, clean and silent. One evening, in another city far away, I sipped coffee at a small cafe. I read the news on my phone. Marcus Hale, bank fraud allegations. Cassandra Hale, bankruptcy filings. I smiled once, a small thing, a quiet thing. And then I set the phone down and watched the sunset, the weight finally sliding from my chest. They had burned everything they touched. I simply gave them the match.